But as far as our guidelines are concerned, we have sufficient laws and mechanisms to use right now to take action on people who are misusing social media. But I think, like Patrick Gadara was saying, we must be careful that we do not overdo things or get overexcited and in the process undermine the most fundamental liberties and freedoms that we have fought for over the years. And to the extent that Kenyans are vigilant, Kenyans are expressing themselves, and they're finding new avenues through the media to interact. I think that's a good thing. The challenge is when you use that to push political agendas that are not based on facts, to demean other people, to malign and defame people.
Yes.
I think that's what we are going to look at. And right now, as it is, we are able to take action.
So someone is asking briefly, because you have 3 minutes to go. I have so many questions still coming in from the viewers. Social media falls under your board?
Content. You know, we exist to regulate
So it's content.
In various levels. Creation of the content, distribution of that content, whether on TV, radio, online, or through film. It's our mandate. There is no other organization in the country that deals with content. So if you're distributing it through the social media, it's our responsibility. And that's how when Netflix came, we were talking about the content aspect of it. About the infrastructure, that's the work of Communications Authority.
All right, another quick question. So on the political messages, just to get it right, what is it we will see you put in place? We're getting into an election year. It will be quite, heated as always.
Yes.
And all manner of proclamations are made in that time. So what is it you're putting in place?
First of all, we are going to regulate all adverts, even the creation. We are going to be very keen to ensure before you even take that advert to the broadcaster.
Right.
As you create it, as you originate that advert, you got a licensing, filming license from KFCB. And we're going to look at the script, and where we find elements that are demeaning or scandalizing other people or are likely to cause political or
But
tribal
some of these
animosity.
comments are off cuff. It's in a rally that you'll hear all of these things. Let's say, for example, we're covering it live.
Then
so
the
how
duty is the broadcaster. If somebody says Pesa Sia Mamako and you air it, Ole Kaparo can deal with that if there was an element of violation of the National Cohesion and Integration Commission Act. But when that content is aired and in our examination regulations, we feel it's inappropriate or it was insulting or demeaning to another politician or another political party, that element of the content and dealing with the broadcaster is the mandate of KFCB.
To those who accuse you of overreaching and stretching into the mandate of the Kenya Film Commission, in that you're not just regulating film and content, but you're also getting into promotion of the marketing of filmmakers. Some of them aligning themselves to you because perhaps you have all of this budgetary, allocation, so they see they will benefit more if they're with you. Briefly, by the time is really out, my director tells me to wind
Not
up.
quite. We are within the law. I think I've answered that question. No, we are a government body. You cannot act ultra vires. You'll be sued and you'll
But
be stopped.
promoting filmmakers, that is for KFC, not for you.
I said promoting filmmakers?
Yes, promoting films.
Or going to promote films?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. It's actually part of our mandate. It also talks about promoting films.
You have a lot of work.
A lot of work. And you know why we promote it? There will be nothing for me to classify if films are not being made. So I have a duty because I classify, I license the development or creation of the film, the distribution, and even marketing of the same.
But what about the KFC?
Kenya, marketing Kenya as a filming destination is the work of Kenya Film Commission. And I think that is very clear.
Yes.
Our mandates are overlapping, but they are not contradictory. We support each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We must wind up. But we had asked this question on social media. We had a poll, Twitter poll running. Do you think the Kenya Film Classification Board accepts its mandate in regulating the industry? 66% say yes. 34% say no. That is what we put out there. We thank you so much for your feedback. Director, can I get 2 minutes to read some of the comments? I can read one. She says, Kevin Kabuya says, the day that KFCB will ban the telenovelas and company, many Kenyans are praying for that to happen. The Ocheng Wiki is saying, I think all media should be given to air their own programs. Konyi, some ads promote tribal discordance, like the Unga featuring Wafula and Koimet. Kevin Kabuya, you say the civilization thing one day will work against us. Arsenal, you say you are taking the whole thing too far. KFCB, there should be a limit. Cole Tasker, he was asking if we watched some of those things that have been banned. But KFCB have been so out of touch, is what Patrick Harvester is saying. With the reality, it's a wonder they know themselves. However, you have support from Eric saying, I agree, the parents are the ones that are failing society. KFCB is doing a great job. CEOs should clarify the board's position in Netflix. Briefly, the board's position is what now?
That first of all, we stated our position that content streaming to Kenya needs to conform to the ratings of KFCB. But the Cabinet Secretary for ICT clarified that issue, initiated conversation to come up with a policy, and that process is ongoing. And we decided to bide our time, hold our horses to wait for that to the Netflix, to the ICT policy on Netflix or over the top, because it's not just Netflix. So many others are going to be coming on board. So we are actually, yesterday I spent the half a day at Lake Regency with the Communications Authority of Kenya and stakeholders dealing with that ICT policy. Sooner than later, it is going to be law. But let me talk about those. First of all, don't go by those. You remember the real people that I work for. They're not the people on the Twitter. They are the people, the parents.
You work for all of them. You work for all of them.
Not the contest. I mean, I know those ones who are calling. But I wanted to say this: that actually, while those concerns are valid, majority of Kenyans would like the board to do what it's doing. Majority of Kenyans. We conduct research, we do surveys. Most of the times, even before we go to the press, we get serious companies in this country to give us an opinion, even if you're going to get 1,000 people, and they tell us this is what generally reflects the feeling of Kenyans on this issue.
We thank you so much for your time. Asante sana. So much still to talk about 1 hour on. So thank you for being with us, Ezekiel Mutua.
Thank you very much.
Who is the CEO of the Kenya Film Classification Board, with us tonight on The Last Word. So there you heard it. The Kenya Film Classification Board insists things will not be the same again in matters media advertising in regard to specific products. Our view is that whereas the measures taken by the board appear to have well advised and with good intentions, especially when it comes to fostering peace through the control of political messages, it would help if the board worked more closely with the key players in the advertising industry and within the media with a view to encouraging self-regulation. And